Welcome back to Limbus Company Daily Mirror Dungeon. Today, we're going to be using Hook Hong Lu once again because last time we used him, we focused on the bleed part of him, and this time we're going to focus on the haste. We've got basically like the standard haste team, pretty much every unit that benefits from haste, and the 2 units that are great for building up haste. That being, of course, Hook Hong Lu he's going to be the focus of this time. He's got, his Goin first, gives himself 2 haste, he gains like a benefit from it. Actually, you know what? Let me restart this real quick. Alright, so what I've just very quickly done is I upside Hong Lu. So now he's upside 4. Actually, I wasn't sure, but apparently uptying him outside of the mirror dungeon does in fact update the mirror dungeon so that it just immediately upties him. That's cool. But yeah, this way he gains haste with his skill 2, he gains, speed difference, he inflicts some bleed count, he gains point power and final power on his skills for that. And that's cool. It's not like the most interesting haste reliant person, but it's more haste support. The bleed stuff is cool, especially because the bleed synergizes with this guy, who's also speed based, but is also very bleed count based. So we've got Uke for bleed count and Uke for bleed potency. So we might be able to get some bleed stuff off. Of course, Sank Dawn is like the haste unit. This guy is also like the haste unit. You're here too. And you guys are here not because you're haste units, but because you're supports. You because of your passive. Like to haste yourself and allies adjacent, just for, more stuff. And you also build up Sloth, which is important because we need Sloth. Yisang Identity only matters because this is the one that's got the most Sloth. Crow's Eye View. Apply 3 haste to all allies next turn. Yeah, it's good. Let's see. So starting off, let's do something like this starting off. We don't need you immediately. We'll probably wait for the 4th floor to add Heathcliff, because he is the strongest person. He's kind of necessary for haste teams, but we don't need him for like these early floors, that's for sure. He's just gonna be a little nice. Been working on another video essay type video recently. We'll see how long it takes for that to be, finished. I still am working on the script for it, because the one that I'm very interested in, that's for sure. Hopefully end of this week though. We'll see though. No promises, because it's all dependent on, how much I can do. I did enjoy the workshop. I enjoyed the workshop one a lot, so I'm doing more stuff like that. Just going over lore-ish type stuff. Don't really want to make analyses on, the gameplay mechanics too much. I'm more of a lore person, really. I might want to really yield refraction railway too. I've been working on it slowly, but I'm still only 4 fights in, and I just really need to get it over with though. I think as long as you stay roughly 5 turns per fight, that's all you need for a good run. However, it's really not that simple because 5 turning some of those fights is gonna be a pain. Especially stuff like there's no situation in which you should take more than 5 turns to beat so that no one will try. If you ever do, you should just restart and try again, pretty much if you've got good units, I guess, then there should be no situation that happens. We can hope. But then you've got stuff like the Steam Transport Machine, which you're lucky if it takes 5 turns. You gotta do the funny strategies against him, right? You gotta stagger him in such the correct way so that he gets weakened for longer. It's very janky. And then you got the Fox who just tank damage, especially on those later cycles. Although, possibly can just get gunned down by some warp stuff, maybe, perhaps. One of the parts is we can slash for that guy. You got T-Corp isn't too big of an issue. It shouldn't be. Later cycles you have to deal 2 waves of them. As long as they don't trigger their passive and heal up to full, you should be fine. they're great people to burst down with warp units. Phalanx, it's also just all about having a good turn. This one's not going to be too bad. Rock Centipede, you gotta get really lucky with Centipede. Because if he gets too much self-charge, which he will do if you just don't kill him fast enough, or if you kill him too fast, like there's a certain pace you need for that one, which is annoying. Oh, sure. The fairies are pretty easy. And then it's just gonna be Passenger and Kind of Roses, which aren't too hard, all things considered. It's really just like the first couple of fights. Like, so unfortunate, Steam Transport Machine and the Fox are like the big issues the entire time, and also Shock Centipede, but you only have to fight that guy like what, 3 times? That's much more bearable. Yeah, so far, where our units are building up haze, we're still first floor, so you know, I'm not too concerned with what's going on there. We're rampaging? We sure are rampaging. We're ramming, we sure are rhino ramming. Oh yeah, I didn't mention starting Yo Gift was a grand welcome. That's just because we need a lot of sloth. And you know, the only people who can actually build up sloth on our team is Otis and Yisung. We don't even have Yisung on the team. We'll have next floor. Yisung's the one who needs the sloth too, for the sake of spamming Crow's Eye View. But first and foremost, we just need to build up some sloth. And Honglu gets another kill. Really like the animations for Honglu. Like once again, like I really like the workshop stuff that's been going on. There was some interesting stuff. Oh yeah, there was the Dante's notes for yesterday were a little bit silly. Because Dante was like, there's no way we're ever gonna have to go to the outskirts. And I'm like, you're jinxing it. You're jinxing it, Dante. That's something you should never say in the city, I feel like. Why would I ever go to the outskirts? Like, you're just, it's going to happen if you ever say something like that. Dante's a little clueless. I think it's kind of like how like early game like Ruin, they're like there's no way we're gonna fight the head though. And then even when you read that, you're like, oh yeah, we're gonna fight the head eventually. And like that's not the kind of thing that you should really see as a surprise, because like, you know, they say the opposite, so it's gonna happen. Bunga bunga, single damage stuff, tremor stuff. We'll take Phantom Pain, sure. Bunga bunga. Bunga bunger. Top path it is. We can add you now. So now we've got a little better sloth. We actually need Yisung to be able to trigger Otis's passive. We need to get a sloth resonance of 2. So that should be doable. Some of the time, please. We need to get you more skill 2s. You do if you're evade, though. We can just do that. If we want to, you know, give people haste. This way it'll give it to the 2 bleeded people. There we go. So next turn they're just going to be fast. Yeah, Otis loses their clash because we went for that. Although, we do have the dodging going on for Yisung, just inflicting singing with his really funny evasion. Okay. We're not going to need to dodge this turn. We've got 2 of the sloth attacks already. Bonk. Not that we really needed to trigger the passive there, because it's only applying to Honglu, yeah. Fine. There we go. Another victory? We had to take top path on this floor if we wanted to have any chance of getting the shop. Fine by me. Got 300 cost right now, we can get almost whatever we want in the shop. Definitely quite a few people have like good choices to make. I think for a lot of the haste units, you want like a skill 1 to skill 2. Like that's what you want, yeah, skill 1 to skill 2, yeah, skill 2 is your big haste gain. Skill 2 is your big charge gain.
조언이
Like,
필요하십니까?
you don't matter. We wouldn't want to change anything in you. We want you to get another skill 2 if you have more sloth. We want you to get another skill 2 for more haste.
결투 중에는
And
말을 걸지
you
않는 게
can gain
좋다고.
haste with, like, everything. So, like, it's a little bit of a trade-off what we'd actually do for you. Gain 1 haste, gain 2 haste, yeah. Probably skill 1 to skill 2, though. That's just the overwhelming thing I've noticed. Well, because, like, haste is a status effect that it seems like it's just kind of how they balance haste is that it's all about the second skill, not the primary skill, because maybe that would be a little too, like, common. They don't want it to be, you know, like, do any of the, how many of the, like, the evasions have, or, like, the defensive skills have haste gain? I know Hong Lu does. I don't know if the others do, though. Like, their defensive skills, if that also gains haste. It seems like they don't want to give out haste as easily as something like poise or charge. Which makes sense, a single haste is worth more than a single charge, based on, you know, how it stacks. See, what do you guys have for defensive skills? Yours is nothing. I don't have you at max level though. Who knows? Nothing. And you? Gain charge, yeah. So you're the only person who actually can gain haste like whenever you want, but you do need to evade with it. You can't just use it, so there's still a little bit of a trade-off. That's interesting. I was trying to like actually make like a haste team like using like using what am I trying to say? Using like the team like presets. But like that's not an option. You can't name a team haste. It only has like the major status effect, and haste doesn't count as a major status effect. It counts as like the same level as like attack power up or something. Quixote, we'll give you another skill 2 probably. Thunderbrand, skill 2 comes, Sticky Mock. Sticky Mock's not bad, we'll take that. And we'll do skill 1 to skill 2. Like I was saying, it's probably the best thing. Someone like her could probably benefit from another skill 3 just because she's not going to be... Yeah, that probably would have been the smartest move, but I like to conserve some cost. If she's already going to have haste from like both her skill 1 and her skill 2, she probably just wants more skill 3s to make more benefits from it. You get more damage based on clash count, 10 plus speed, coin power plus 2. Definitely good. And we do something like this. Well, yeah, looks good. What is Rabbit Heathcliff's support passive even do? Doggedness? I don't think I've ever noticed this passive before. Has the high speed, deals more pierce damage. That is funny. Don't get me wrong, but doesn't help us in this situation. Resolution will trigger no matter what, because we're gonna have you do that, yeah. Does it even, what is this? F at 4 plus poise count, gain haste. That's nice. If we can get, like... If we can get Nebulizer, we could synergize with that passive a little bit more, but it is a 2 Lust Resonance, so it's not gonna be the most common thing. Oh, there's a fair bit of Lust on these haste units, so, like, it's not too bad. And you're the fastest again. It's a really shame. It's a shame that you don't like gain anything from being high speed. Like you should be a haste unit, you know? Like make it so like at a certain amount of haste apply additional protection on hit or something, or at a certain amount of haste apply even more damage up on hit with that one. You know, like something like that. Like don't maybe like not even the rolls, but like the buffing. Like I think that would be cool. She's already at upside 4, so you know. It's not like, oh, she finally becomes a haste unit at upside 4. Maybe at upside 5 she will, whenever that inevitably comes out. We'll have to see, though. It really depends. We'll see how often they want to do stuff like that. Will it be every chapter? Will it be every other chapter, maybe? If it's every chapter, that's going to be, like, kind of insane. But if it's, like, every other chapter, like what they seem to be doing with, like, luck excavations, that could make sense. This is the apple. Rampage. 6 plus speed, coin power plus 1. Yeah, we can make a benefit from that then. Yeah, we'll do it on the fruit too. That'll work pretty well. Opportunistic slash, definitely. And you guys can just kind of clash with some of these. You clash with that one, and then we can, like, Salu this. Sure. That'll work. Yeah, that will work. Yeah, everyone's been bound a little bit by the stem, but because we've got so much speed stuff on this team, it's not going to make a difference.
귀찮게 끌지 말지. 굉장해요.
We're all doing still great on speed still. And it doesn't last too long. The fruit's been broken, we're doing a lot of damage. Yeah, Roots just got staggered instantly by that, jeez. And Salu might stagger plus it depending on how much damage it does. Because she's no longer resistant to Pierce because she's staggered. But she is still weak to Pride. Yeah, that was a lot of damage. Yeah, we do not need to clash here. Like, there's genuinely no need in the slightest to clash here. We can just destroy you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like this, yeah. Power of speed. We haven't even used Crow's Eye View at all yet. We're not even at our maximum speed. We have yet to gain our wings effectively. I'm super sad it seems like we're not going to be getting a Song Yi unit this season. Because you know Song Yi would be like haste themed or something. It's like, that's why Crow's Eye View gives haste. Because it's like the idea of like, oh, gaining your wings or something. Gaining your speed. More charge count is good for us. We will gain charge count pretty much every turn. The only turns we won't gain charge count is if you use your skill 3 instead of your first 2 skills. Which will happen sometimes. But when we get you, your skill 1 gives your charge, right? So yeah, that'll be our way to counteract that maybe. The more charge, the better, because the more charge, the higher the max speed of Random herself. If we look at his passive, yeah, gain +2 max speed per 5 charge count. So at 15 plus charge count, he gains +6 to max speed. So it becomes a 3 to 13. You pair that with like Crow's Eye View, and you can get it to like 6 to 16 then, reasonably. And then you throw the on like. I wonder what's the highest possible. I think I talked about this last time I did Haste Front. I wonder what's the maximum possible speed roll currently in the game. And I do think I know how you'd go about doing it, unfortunately. Because I'm pretty sure we'd need... Yeah, I think it'll be a little better later on, but I'm pretty sure in order to get the maximum possible speed, we need... Drifting Fox, right? Because you can get like 8 haste from Drifted Fox. I'm pretty sure if you kill all the umbrellas in a single turn, next turn you just gain 8 haste. I'm pretty sure it's 2 haste per Drifting Fox. Or per the Ragged Umbrella. So you gotta do that, you gotta stack everything up possible. Maybe someone's already done that before, I wouldn't know. Okay, Red Stain Gossipiums to take. Yeah, there we go. That's perfect. Didn't even care about Heathcliff skills. Now everything starts with 15 bleed count, which means any bleed we inflict is going to be a little bit more notable, especially with Honglu. Shame we didn't get some bleed run, but you know, it's still going to be really good for us. These guys all resist Lust, okay. We'll just clash what we can first and foremost then. You're probably going to be the one we don't clash using. Blue going first. Looks good. You two will gain the speed, not the best. Mainly because Yisong's super slow, so he works well on this team because usually he isn't directly next to Otis and therefore doesn't like steal like some of the haste from her. Instead it goes to, you know, the units that can benefit from it a little more. But that's not always the case. Was there the barbed wire, or whatever it's called, like the... What is it, smoke and wires? It might be. Was that earlier in the run and I just passed it up, like in a shop or something, because I wasn't thinking about it?
저 사람들
If so, I feel really stupid
지칠
for
것
that.
같아요.
Although we don't have the most haste on this, or most bleed on this team. We really need something that inflicts bleed with, you know, skills that aren't normally bleed infliction skills. That's what we're kind of lacking right now. Something like Wound Clarid. Especially, Wound Clarid would be especially good when we have, you know, Rabbit Heathcliff, because that makes it so his skill 1 and skill 2 are really good for bleed. The skill 3 doesn't have any bleed when you have Wound Clarid. Of course, because it's neither bleed infliction or wrath. But, you know, his skill 1's wrath, his skill 2 is some bleed, so, you know, he gets a bunch of benefit from that.
저희가 이길 것 같아요.
Yeah, these guys are mostly dying. And like that, do a little bit of demolishing, a little bit of leche. Leche would be pretty good, I'd assume. We're relying on Otis to kill this guy, but she should be able to pretty easily, yeah. Definitely.
승객이 딱콩 한 방 먹였어.
생명 활동의 정지를 확인했다.
And that one's dead too. There we go. Nice. Looking nice. It's been like it's finally gotten to the point where it's like cold. Winter's starting properly for me. I guess it is Halloween at the point I'm recording this. That's another thing that's, you know, noteworthy. Well, your rupture. Sure. Nothing like too special. Tell the truth, I think is how we get the thing. If I'm not mistaken. You're the only person who's got any chance at all. Alright, good to know. By the time we get to Mirror Dungeon 3, we're gonna get like impossible checks at this rate. That's like the difference in difficulty. Like, I don't know if I've ever like actually failed a Mirror Dungeon 1 check from an Abno. Or from Abno's originally from Mirror Dungeon 1 compared to the Abno's originally from Mirror Dungeon 2. There's such a large like difference between them. We can go for a little bit of haste. Like that, there we go. That'll work.
꿰뚫려라. 전열이 무너졌군.
Looking good. We went for our sloth attack, so Otis would give the haste to Mursal and Dawn. They're pretty good people to gain it. And they're mostly dead now, yeah, you're at 11 speed.
굉장해요.
We're killing. Going first almost did enough for Mize. Who finishes off the job. There we go. Onto the boss, which is probably going to be the first point where I actually feel like maybe we should probably do like the actual gimmick of the episode and use Crow's Eye View a little bit. It's kind of like pretty notable for the sake of haste.
걱정 마시오. 최후의 혈구 하나만 남아 있다면 생명은 어떻게라도 보존될 테니.
Did you get to try the moths? Wait a second, did they reintroduce the old glitch? Or no, was that Carmilla? No, that was Carmilla, wasn't it? Yeah. Never mind. For a second I thought it did the old glitch where Eclipse of Scarlet Moth carried over between battles. But no, everything just took damage from Carmilla, I'm pretty sure. It looked like it was like 90 damage or something insane on you. So I was just like, wait a second. But like 90 damage is probably roughly 20%, yeah. With your max, yeah. That would do it then. Nothing special then. If you lose a clash, you'll take some damage. You resist Pride and Pierce though, so I'm not concerned at all. And we do that. Banger alert.
무엇이라 생각하시오?
And here's Crow's Eye View in action. He's got his little mirror dagger. How swell.
귀찮게 끌지 말지.
Option slash. Will this stagger? It might. This is a high damaging attack. Yeah, it sure did. There we go. And he's neutral to it. It's not like he resists slash like the other Inquisitors. He resists Pierce instead. Yeah, now everyone's got a lot of speed this turn. You're at 15 speed. So you rolled max speed anyways, and you have 5 haste. Yeah, that's pretty nice. You're at 6 speed. You used to have like almost no speed. That's unfortunate.
피워보지.
You got a mineral on the other hand. That's for sure.
귀찮게 끌지
It
말지.
happens. Dagger, and it's just Guido and one of the minions left, who is still
우리 편.
staggered. I feel like this happens frequently. I don't remember the exact reason why. Did he get like... Oh, he got... Yeah, I know what it was. Yeah. So what happened was... Guido got unstaggered, of course. This turn he was able to move again, but at the start of the turn, the Moth triggered, dealing enough damage to bring him below his next stagger threshold, therefore staggering him again. If he survived this turn, for example, he would still be staggered next turn, because this is the turn in which he got staggered in the first place, as far as the game's concerned. One of those silly interactions that happens sometimes. More damage to staggered enemies? Oh, bleed stuff. Yeah, we'll take that. Just for killing. We do love our killings. Smile. What do we do here? Middle path, bottom. Oh yeah, we can add. We're adding the powerhouse to the team now. There he is.
슈트가 실시.
Just to make sure that we're gonna be fine from now on. Especially with Sticky Muck, like all of his attacks inflict defense level down on top of, you know, being super strong attack. You're already at 8 speed, okay. What was I doing? Yeah, going first probably. Build up the haste. First turn. That's the strat. That way, second turn, if there's any of them still alive, which is, you know, never a guarantee. Especially when our team's as strong as it is here.
끌지 말지. 다소 유리한.
And yeah, there's only one person left. So we didn't need the speed too much. Hopeless. Oh, it's the paralysis, yeah. That would do it. Well, if this guy minerals, you could still actually win this, because you can tie. No, not quite. Unfortunate. Almost. Well, that's fine. You'll take some damage. You'll be able to heal it back up, though.
전열이 무너졌군.
That's just the way that it goes. And there was a chance of greatness, so I had to risk it. Because a single clash, and then she would have been out of paralysis, and therefore Otis would easily win the clash. Okay. Stop time, Don Quixote. We'll give you a skill 3 here. It's pretty good. None of this stuff matters too much. Contract's super good, don't get me wrong. Endorphin Kit does something for Faust, just giving her more poise, which is funny. Don't get me wrong, but I'd rather focus on the haste stuff for this run.
최선을 다해보지. 아이, 방금 벌레 말은 듣지 않다는 사람 누구야?
Prova. Once again, I want a Crow's Eye View, but like, there's not too much of a need to most of the times. In time, though. In time. Let's see. You two are gonna gain the speed boosts. All right. Otis is losing her clash. We should have had Otis defend instead of, you know, actually go for the clash. But the person she's clashing against may have been staggered already. A lot of these guys are, in fact, being staggered. You never know. Like, that guy just straight up died. No, you lost the clash. I think I didn't even notice you losing the clash. I was too focused on, you know, everything else going on at the time. Well, I think they just lose here. So that's all fine and dandy. Oh, if we can get White Ghost in here, that would also be really funny. Just optimal bleed build on the haste run. Yeah, let's go.
전열이 무너졌군. 생명 활동의
Yep,
정지를
there they are. Yeah.
확인했다.
As I expected. I'm not too strong. They're just annoying when you have to fight like 10 fights of them back to back. If you know what I mean.
이번 지휘도 부탁드립니다.
I don't know. I don't know why I did like the ahem as if I was trying to say something under my breath and then proceed to not say anything under my breath. I think the joke still, you know, made itself obvious.
깡총.
I don't know. You're staggered, of course.
다음은 어디로?
Because it's an envy skill, it inflicted burn. Thanks to
그냥 가죠.
the memory chip, whatever it's called, the one you get from KQE.
승객이 딱콩 한 방 먹였어.
다소 유리하구려.
Oh yeah, your guys are so dead. Or we'll track them down.
빨리 해치우고 그냥 가죠.
Very nice.
빨리 해치우고 그냥
And we
가죠.
also tracked that guy down. 2 for 1. 2 bugs with 1 stone. Okay, we've got a fair bit of loss. This will give our less people damage.
예술적인 솜씨.
See, this is dogs. Who's got lost? Those 4, so any of those 4 can gain the buff.
잘
Okay.
되었으면 좋겠네요.
And it's just random which one gains like the 30% damage buff from the bloody gadget. Not really a reason to try and like
내가 응원하는 게
do any
도움이
tomfoolery
되겠구나.
around it. It was you this turn, for example. Let's see. You two can clash the other ones, since you guys are just like the other people in this situation. And we will just do a bunch of our haste gaining attacks here in the meantime. Like this. And we always just infuriate the big guy first, and we're just clashing against the other guys in the meantime.
꿰뚫려라.
Inflicting a low bleed count here.
적확한 하나가
No bleed
없어.
potency on him yet, but Honglu can get like, what, 2 bleed potency? Maybe 3? I think skill 2 is like only 2 though. And it might be 3, it might be like a 1 infliction then like a 2 infliction. No, it was 2 1 infliction, so it was 2 in total, yeah. Well, that could matter, you know, when it starts actually clashing. Yeah, look at this. Look at this 9 bleed damage. Ooh. And look at it dodging all of our attacks again. 14 defense level down and we could do nothing about it.
100초만 기다려줄게.
Isn't that awesome? Well, this turn you die. I'm not really that concerned. Yeah, like that. And we'll get a couple attacks on the other guys too while we're there. Just since I'm so confident in our prowess. Not that it's like such a shocker. It's not like I was taking a gamble by like only attacking this guy so much. Because he is very dead. Nice. That guy's staggered too, so he's not gonna get the chance to be angry next turn.
생명 활동의
And you're
정지를
dead.
확인했다.
Wanna clash? Top right guy is in fact going to be angry next turn though. We can clash that. We can tech it.
저희가 이길 것 같아요.
Okay, let's see. So, plan. Demolish. Focus. We'll do like a bunch of attacks on you. And we'll, honestly, let's just opportunistic slash you. That's all we need to do. Everyone else just goes for bottom guy. There we go. And that's a successful 4-4 boss. I didn't even crow's eye view at all. Because I didn't need to.
완벽한 한 방. 시원한 걸?
Take it. It synergizes pretty nicely for Faust. That's like about it, but you know, that's still cool. Right, looks good.
싱싱한 풀이
I've,
보이네.
I've drawn out my path. It's basically just the same path as always, that being go to the shop while maximizing events and minimizing normal fights. They're not clashing, fine. We'll crow's eye view. Might as well. A little bit of speed next turn. Little bit of speed.
전열이 무너졌군.
저 시시게.
이상이 무엇이라
Ideal.
생각하시오?
It sure is ideal.
저 사람들 좀 지친 것 같아요.
Okay. Like that?
깡총!
빨리 해치우고
유쾌한
그냥 가죠?
결투였네.
빨리 해치우고 그냥
좋다.
가죠?
좋아. 계속 집중하지.
다시 못 살게 구는 일은 없을
Killing?
것이오.
Shoot this guy a couple of times, and he goes down. There we go.
칼은 신나.
Victory.
노래 부를까?
I've still been thinking about this, like, I might try doing a video. Some of them I've done already, but I want to do, like, a video or something, like a shortish video on just, like, maximum speed value. Because I'm just trying to think it through and figure out, like, how far you can push it.
탁월한 지휘였습니다.
Is there any haste buffs in Refraction Railway 2? There isn't, right? You can't buff your speed. You buff enemy speed with, one of them, but you can't, because you can buff all sorts of status effects and damage types on your side, but I'm pretty sure you can't just give yourself haste. Which would be, like, a funny, like, option, that's for sure.
실시.
No days.
유감 없는 싸움을 기대하겠소.
깡총!
피어나라.
대성공이야. 칼은 신나. 노래 부를까?
Faust loses cost. It's always annoying when Faust, of all people, takes damage, and she gets just a big benefit from not being hit with her skill 3. It just means we can't use the skill 3 efficiently this turn. She doesn't even have the skill 3 this turn, so it doesn't matter. And I'm worrying about nothing.
지금은 두렵지.
They're all dead here.
빨리 해치우고
Crits,
그냥
nice.
가죠?
Very unnecessary crits, but still funny.
빨리 해치우고 그냥 가죠?
Just making it to the star of the show can just successfully take down the people he doesn't like. Thinking if it feels alright. Sure thing.
슈트가 실시.
내가 응원하는 게 도움이 되긴 하려나? 힘내긴 해보자고.
There we go. Making sure we triggered the morale boost there. Ooh. Okay, we still win those.
꽤 떨려라.
We lose a coin, that's unfortunate. Final Rim wasn't doing much for us though, because we just kind of didn't have any charge to spend, and it just inflicts more bleed count when you spend charge with that. It's kind of an underwhelming skill 3 for that fact. Because of the fact it spends his speed, but his charge. You really don't want to spend the charge over here, really. Because you want to save it just to maximize his speed values for the big number.
두렵진 않네요.
Okay, and now we get to move to the finale. Hunglu skill. Oh, we definitely take the knife. More bleed. And the eyeball. For another Goin first? Yeah, think so. That's been the plan. And we'll grab the melty eyeball because it does nothing for us, but like, it's funny. We do love Gleppo. We do love the blubbering toad. Okay. Centaur. Mersault, do you do this? You've got it. You sure do.
선별된 저의 성공.
And then, who knows, maybe we'll need that. Either way, it's bull time.
실시.
So let's see just how speedy we can get on the bull. Bull has pretty low speed rolls most of the time, I think.
먼저 끝내고 돌아오는 친구는 맛있는
What do you have?
물론 회사 카드로.
1 to 4, yeah. And he actually max rolled, this is actually not great for us because we're actually being outspeeded by him on like half of our team. Alright, well half of it doesn't really matter. Who are you? You're being hit by some of these. Okay. So you can like do that. Rhino Ram's not great for us here. But neither is Weighty Bash. But even less is this. I mean, maybe this could be good. You can't redirect anything though, nah. Okay. Well, you're gonna have to do a one-sided Weighty Bash then. You're gonna go in first. This turn is just gonna be the turn to build up our speed values. You can't do anything, so all three of you guys are gonna need to clash. Okay. You're gonna need to go for an order. You can get a neutral in at least. That's decent. You gain speed from body sack, right? 3 haste next turn? Alright, well, we will do that then. Next turn you actually do get... Okay. I just noticed that. Next turn he's gonna have quick suppression. So next turn, we're going to kill. I guess we might actually lose this clash with Heathcliff, because it was only favored. So maybe... I should just let someone get hit by the attack instead of risking it. But it worked out. Okay, good. Yeah, the Heathcliff's gonna have a lot of speed this turn. Jeez. Damn, we don't have, you know, like a full-on, like, Alan Page yet. Something that really capitalizes on the difference in speed. The closest thing we have is, like, the bleed count inflicted by Hong Lu's skill 2. Which isn't, like, the biggest, like, modifier, because, you know, it's only up to 4 difference with 4 speed. I guess there's also Dawn's passive, though. Yeah, that's fair. That needs everyone needs to be faster than the enemy, though. And then we need to get a Pride Absolute Resonance. Or not that. Just a 3 Resonance of Pride. It isn't happening too easily, that's for sure. Okay. We're also stacking a lot of bleed on you already, yeah. Okay. So if you look at our speed values, you can notice we're pretty speedy right now. Oh, we can get Pride Resonance. Ooh. We actually might be able to trigger your passive. Speed all has high speed. This unit deals more damage than speed needed than the slowest enemy. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're going to anyways, so might as well, I guess. Because no matter what, we were probably going to be like Blood Steep Descent, Blue Rhino Ram, sure. Salu. Yeah, there we go. There's Noble Duel. Now, the Bull's dead. That's the issue. We're not actually going to be able to trigger Noble Duel because Dawn is the only one who gets the damage buff from it, and the Bull is not going to live that long. Hate to break it to you. Because we've got quick suppression, yeah. There we go. We sure did outspeed that Bull to a significant degree.
야, 오랜만에 발 뻗고 눕네요. 계속 이대로 돈 모아서 더 좋은 장비를 달아야겠어요.
That's what I would call straightening out your life. Just outspeeding a Bull to an insane degree. How much damage did Otis take? What? 324? I mean, that makes sense. We did kind of have her defend and go for Backlash for the sake of her passive. Pretty good, though. Pretty good. We love Haste. It's a fun status effect. Can't wait till we get the Red Mist page and we get our infinite speed slot back.
정해진 시간에 기상하는 것은 사측에 명시된 내용입니다.
Like Red Mist.
관리자님을 포함한 대다수의
I know Red Mist
수급자들은
Dawn is a funny idea, but I feel like we'd
사실은
end up getting like Red Gaze Dawn. Is that too funny though? It might be. It might be. Well, the extractions. Yeah. 1 star, Otis. Beetle. And here we've got a 1 star as well, Gregory. Our favorite little bug man. And then card extraction, another 1 star, and it's Ryoshu. Let's go. Anyways, well, I don't know, he's just such a fun status effect because there's just so many fun ways to build it up right now. It doesn't matter for like most of the time, but like spamming Crow's Eye View, especially if you can get the coin, you can get like 3 to 6 speed every turn on all your people. It just can't be beat. But that'll be all for this time. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.